Welcome. It is Thursday again. How are you doing this fine Thursday? Thank you for being here. This is episode 19 of the TYCAST, the video game panel style podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the chat. We have a lot of announcements for this week. First of all, let me just introduce our panelists, then we'll get into it. So we have an awesome panel. Russ at Cryosneasel, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Keezus at Keezus, it's been a few weeks. Good to have you back, man.
Yes, I'm glad to be back.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And Liz Gaines EXP, thank you for returning. It's good to see you again. And then, of course, Max at Monado Max, how you been? It's been so long.
I'm great. I finally have a headset.
Yes.
I look normal with the group now. I was the only one that has not had like a normal headset. So thank you, Ty, for this awesome headset.
Of course.
I'm glad to be a part of this week. Shocker to no one that I'm here.
It's good to have you back. It's always good to have you, Max. The next is, sorry, I was reading. Sally, Retro Arcade Party. Good to have you back. It's been a few weeks. How have you been?
To be here. I'm good.
Good. And then Brittany at Skriller Wolf. How have you been? Thanks for sorry, I had to interrupt my question to you. Thank you for the raid, by the way. We're doing this on Twitch right now. How have you been?
I'm taking advantage of streaming early while I still do not have a job, but I have several jobs that I may get hired at. So
Congratulations. I know you'll get it. And then of course me, I'm Ty. I have Tynology Gaming. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We have a few things I want to get to real quick. First is we are doing a video game book club for next week, next Thursday, 9 p.m. We're all playing right now Super Metroid, whether you're playing on emulator or on Nintendo Switch Online. And so the game, because Metroid Dread is coming out in a couple weeks, and so I thought we have been wanting to do this book club. Isn't it in August, or is it
October?
Oh, October. Oh man, I missed. Okay, so well, maybe I got a little overzealous, but yeah. So it's coming out soon. We'll leave it at that. But whoops, wrong screen. But so we're all playing Super Metroid. So if you want to join in on our little video game book club next week, we're all going to be reviewing and going over our experience playing Super Metroid. So jump on it. It's free on the Nintendo Switch Online. We're all having a blast with it. So we've been playing it lately. The other news is that there is a new TYCAST YouTube channel. I have it in the description. Go follow it. It's where all the episodes are going to live from now on. I'm pulling them off of my main YouTube channel because it's doing some crazy stuff with the algorithm. The other thing is we're multicasting on Twitch and YouTube right now. I'm going to say next week, watch us on Twitch, because in 2 weeks we're only going to be on Twitch, and then the YouTube channel is going to have all the replays the morning after. So do it. Links in the description. Watch us on Twitch. Thank you for watching on Twitch this week. Thank you for listening. And I think that's all the announcements we had. The other thing is, if there's a link in the description, or if you're on Twitch, the chat bot will throw it out there. If you have a comment that you want us to read live on air, click that link, send it to us. We'll read it at the end. You can either direct it to a single person or to all of us. Whatever we don't get to by the end of the show, we'll read next week. So check that out. And with that, we're getting into what we have been playing, what our pickups are this week. Russ, what have you been playing? What did you pick up?
So I'm going to start with the pickups because I only have one.
Okay.
I ordered it. Oh, I think it was when Nick was on here. I ordered Ninja Gaiden on PS4.
Yeah.
And I just got it last week while I was on vacation. I haven't started it yet though. And what I've been playing was Pokemon Unite, which I think I'm liking.
Maybe.
It's fun with people, but playing by myself, it gets kind of boring. I'm not a big MOBA person.
Yeah, I get that.
And I also started. The name is escaping me. I should have wrote it down. I wasn't prepared this time. Skyward Sword.
Oh yeah.
I've been really liking that. I didn't think I would like the motion controls, but it's actually pretty fun. I think it works pretty well on the Switch too.
Yeah, I still haven't played with the motion controls at all. But
And they're not that bad.
yeah, the stick controls were kind of throwing me off. But Keezus, what have you been up to?
Literally only Pokemon Unite. I mean, I started replaying Dragon Quest IX on a DS emulator today, but it's mostly Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, I figured I had it in our little doc to go over our Pokemon Unite experience. If anyone wants to, I know Keezus, you and Liz have been playing together pretty extensively, and you guys are getting very good. It seems like, and so then Max and Russ and I all streamed it earlier this week, but we weren't very good, and so I know a lot of
got
people.
one win, though.
We did get one win, and I got one win separately. So that is what it is. But how do you guys feel about the whole like pay to win aspect? Because I was looking into that a little bit more, and it seems like it's specifically the items held that seem to be the biggest discrepancy with how you can like the pay to win, and you'd have to put in like hundreds of hours to level up to the point where that you can pay for or something. Has anyone witnessed that being an issue yet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw it in your stream.
I'm a sweat rank. So.
Yeah.
I mean, and very much is pay to win, but they are like very, very marginal additives to your character.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you could win without them,
Yeah.
but it might be a little harder. I think for people who totally maxed out their items, they might have an advantage, and if it's like a 1v1, they'd probably win, so that would kind of suck, but I mean, it is like a 5v5, so your teammates can help and kind of balance things out better.
Yeah, that makes sense. Skrill, what were you saying about? Because I know you were just streaming it.
Yeah, no. So we came across a few. It's usually people who are playing Cinderace. So I don't know if he's just a little OP too, but no, I've came across like a few people who just like seem to have it way easier. And also I've noticed too that if you got like a 3-party stack and you're just a bunch of like kind of like I guess casual players, it's usually pretty balanced. But as soon as you go 4 or higher with a party, it usually pits you against I think people that are either higher rank or people who are more skilled in a party. So that's like I think that's the biggest like balancing thing is that like because a lot of time I'll just play with whoever is like I know from their streams and stuff and they'll come in and play. But everybody's kind of a casual player and almost everybody I play with doesn't play other MOBAs. So once it gets like 4 or higher, I think it scales because I think Overwatch kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure we'll get into a little bit more. Liz, I know you said you've been playing Pokemon Unite. What's been your experience, and has it completely taken over your life?
Yeah, pretty much. I work from home right now, and like work is really slow. So as soon as I get up, I make my coffee and kind of start Pokemon Unite and kind of just like play it throughout the day. I take like little breaks, but I also like play again at night with friends. So it's like first thing I do in the morning, last thing I do at night for the last couple of days. But yeah, I picked up these 2 games. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is like the new Ace Attorney game. It looks like it's like 19th century Phoenix Wright kind of stuff. And then this RPG called Crystals that looks really pretty and looks really interesting, but I haven't even opened them because I've just been like playing Pokemon last week, but maybe soon.
Totally. And then Max, what about you?
So I picked up one thing, and it was the Ace Attorney game.
2 for 2.
This is what I played the most of this week, to be honest with you, in Skyward Sword. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. So I've only played the first 3 Ace Attorney games because the way I got into that series, I played it through iOS, and there's been like no ports to play the 4 through 6 games yet. So I've been dying to play more Ace Attorney, and this came out perfect timing because this is something that I believe never got released in America. It's a translation from a series they started in Japan on the 3DS. So this has been pretty fun. That's the only pickup. I played Skyward Sword. I beat the 3rd temple of that game, and that's all I've done, Skyward Sword, for this week at least. And then I played a little bit of Destroy All Humans on the Switch version.
Yeah.
The Switch version I'm impressed with, but there's an issue that I'm noticing with it frequently, that it doesn't load in properly all the time. And then when it doesn't load in properly, it looks awful on the Switch. But when it loads in like all the graphics, all the models properly, it actually looks like a really good game, like graphically on the Switch. I haven't noticed any frame rate issues, which kind of surprises me with how crazy that game can get. I wrote down all this. Let me see what else I played. I played Five Nights at Freddy's on stream.
Oh yeah.
Make fun of me. Make fun of me. Smash Bros. Ultimate. Wait, we all played Smash Bros. Ultimate on your stream.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Did I put? Yeah, I put that. Yeah.
And then Pokemon Unite, which I got 1 win out of 16 matches I played this week. So I'm happy with that.
Right on. Yeah,
that's all I played
for sure. Sally, what have you been up to?
By the grace of the universe, we got a PS5.
Yeah, I saw that.
The biggest,
Congratulations.
biggest pickup. Thank you. It was like somebody on my Instagram said it's at Best Buy, and we just kept going at it. And my husband, I think, drove like 40 minutes to a store to pick it up.
Nice.
And he got Ratchet and Clank and Miles Morales for it, and they look so good on the PS5. It's been really gorgeous, and the load times are ridiculous.
Welcome to the next generation.
Yeah, so happy we got that. As for me, I finished playing Limbo, and I've been playing Skyward Sword. I started with the motion. Before I got it, I said no way, I'm not playing with the motion controls because I heard on the Wii it was just, I didn't want to mess around with that. So I said I'm gonna play with the buttons, and then I started playing with the buttons, and I was like, ugh, this is too hard. I'm not used to using a control stick to swing a sword.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Weird. And then you have to hold down L to look around, use the camera. So I said, okay, to heck with this. I'm going to use the motion control. So I ended up using the motion controls for the most part. Then yesterday I'm playing. I'm trying to jab the spider, and it's just not happening. I said, I'm going to switch to button controls. I switched back to button controls. And then I'm getting frustrated with the camera, so I switched back to motion controls, and it's just been on and off since then.
Yeah, that sounds frustrating. I'm falling behind on Skyward Sword, and I haven't done a ton of combat, so I'm not really looking forward to that. But I need to get back into it.
I don't know how you guys are doing it with the buttons, but now I'm getting frustrated with the motion controls.
Brittany, what have you been playing?
So I just beat Kingdom Hearts 1 on stream. Outside of stream, I beat the Kingdom Hearts rhythm game, and then I've also been playing some Pokemon Unite.
Nice.
As for pickups, I got a bunch of Square Enix figures. So I got
Oh yeah.
Bring Arts Neku, Bring Arts Santa Sora, Claret's Kai, Dante.
Nice.
Which they came out at a really weird time, so there's not like a whole lot of these out. They're pretty uncommon. This one's pretty rare, the Virgil one. But they're like a foot tall.
That's awesome.
And then of course, because I got those, I was like, you know what, I really want to go back and play. So I got DMC Devil May Cry and Devil May Cry HD collection for PS4.
Fun stuff. That's awesome. Those are good pickups. You were posting some of your pickups in the Discord, and that was exciting. For me, I got one big. I bought a lot, and it had a bunch of stuff in it. So this is all one purchase, but I got 3 DMG Game Boys that I'm probably gonna reshell, and then I got it came with Ken Griffey Major League Baseball for the Game Boy, another Tetris. I have like 6 Tetrises, and then another Miss Pac-Man. I have a bunch of Miss Pac-Mans, and then it also had a another. This is my third purple, whatever official color it is, Game Boy Color, but this one has one of those cool magnifying glasses on the screens with the light that obviously comes off. I got a wireless adapter for the GBA. I got a really good condition Pokemon Blue, which came in there. But then the cream of the crop was a very good condition Metroid Fusion in the box, and the box is in really good shape. Focus. There's like not hardly any damage to it, almost no creases or anything. And then has the insert, the cartridge is like perfect, and then it has all the manuals, including the Samus Wants You Nintendo. Is it Nintendo Power? Yeah, Nintendo Power ad. So I might flip that to cover the cost of the Game Boys. But I was very excited with the condition that came in. So that was fun. And that came in today. But yeah. So let's move on. We're changing the order of everything. You usually would go into news right now, but we're gonna go straight into our hot take and then do the news after. And so our lead story, our main discussion is what are your favorite franchises of all time in video games. And so at first I started with just one, but I opened it up. Like you can tell us some of your favorites. I may hold your feet to the fire of picking one. We'll see. But we'll go backwards this time. When it comes down to it, Brittany, what are some of your most beloved franchises of all time?
It's actually a pretty easy answer, but it's Devil May Cry, Kingdom Hearts, and The Last of Us.
Nice. You're like, yep, that's it. Moving on.
Yeah.
Why those?
So Kingdom Hearts is partially based on the game's quality, but it's also like heavily nostalgic for me. So I got into it with Kingdom Hearts 2 as a kid, and me and my cousins would run around. I think I was like 5 or 6 when it came out. We'd run around my grandma's front yard and hit each other with sticks, pretending they were keyblades. And we would always play Pretend Kingdom Hearts, and it was the first game that I ever like personally beat. I had a ton of help, but I still beat the boss myself, so I still count it. So it holds a soft spot there. And then I picked the series back up in like late middle school with Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and it got me back into the series. And then it helped me make a bunch of friends in 8th grade. And they would write Kingdom Hearts fan fiction, and I would write comics and draw little like sketches and stuff. And so it's just like one of those things that it's helped me make a lot of friends, and which is kind of funny because it's like the theme. But I also liked Disney and stuff growing up, so a lot of it is nostalgic. The latest of the series haven't been like super great. I liked Kingdom Hearts 3, but I don't think it's as good as 2 and maybe 1.
Sure.
But as for The Last of Us is, I guess it's nostalgic now because it was 2013, but it was the first game that kind of opened my eyes that games could be more than just like a playable thing. Like this is more than just like something for kids, that this is like a true art form. And I actually played it with my dad, and it was really cool because like the bond between Joel and Ellie is kind of like a father and a daughter. So we played the game together, and I think both of us were like sitting there crying at the opening scene, and then I'm sitting there like we're playing through it. I'm just crying throughout the entire game, and I'm like, I love this game so much. He goes, well, why are you crying so much? I was like, this is just so good.
That's amazing.
And the second game kind of had the same effect on me, except harder. I was just sitting here crying, and my husband would periodically bring me coffee, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Do you like it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's just like, "Why are you crying so much?" She's like, it's really sad. Devil May Cry is an interesting one. So I watched my dad play it as a kid, and I was never allowed to play M-rated games as a kid. But it was one of the ones I always wanted to, because even though I feel like the series as a whole doesn't take itself too seriously, as a kid I watched it and I was like, whoa, this is like the darkest and edgiest and coolest thing ever. Like these demon people, that's so cool. And he's got a sword on his back, and so I thought it was really cool. I watched my dad play 3, and then I watched him play 4 later, and I kind of after that I didn't really think much of it until the reboot actually came out, and I had just been playing like a ton of PlayStation All-Stars on the PS Vita, and I was like, who's this like Dante character? And they're like, oh, that's like reboot Dante is coming, the new game's coming out. And so I was like, huh, like I'll give it a try since I haven't played the prior ones. I can jump into the reboot, and I loved the reboot. And so then after that I went back and played them all, and I really loved the series.
Nice.
It's just great gameplay.
That's awesome. Thank you. That was a great stories. I appreciate that. If you had to say one, what would it be?
It's always been the first Last of Us and Kingdom Hearts 2. Like it's really hard for me to choose between those, but if we want to go with which one that I guess I technically like more, it'd probably be The Last of Us because I've spent more money collecting for the series. Kingdom Hearts, there's just too much stuff to collect for it, so I had to like step back from collecting Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Okay, that's fair. Sally, what about you? I feel like I know your answers already.
What would it be?
I'm guessing Zelda is your number one, and then Mario.
Yeah, those two are definitely up there.
I don't know what a third one would be. Well, what? So go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to take it out of your.
I don't know. The first ones that popped into my head were Mario and Zelda because I grew up with those. I love those. They would usually be a day one pickup for me, unless it's Mario Golf or Mario.
What's wrong with Mario Golf? That's my favorite Mario ever.
I'm not into the sports stuff. You know, I should try it.
It's fun. I know Max doesn't like it. I like it. I like my Mario. I like my arcadey sports games. I
love the old NES golf game. That was fun. And of course playing Wii Golf is fun.
Yeah. But it's not unlike that. Especially Wii Golf.
I know, I should give it a try, but my God, they're so expensive.
Yeah, $60
and
is kind of rough.
I have so many other games to play, so eventually, maybe down the line, when the price drops, I'll probably get it. But yeah, for me, Mario and Zelda are always my favorite franchises. I'd say other than that, I mean, I'm judging it based on if it comes out, it will be a day one. I'm super hyped about it type of thing. I would say Animal Crossing, Metroid.
I have a question for you.
Nintendo things.
Yeah, what's your number one non-Nintendo franchise?
Okay.
There's a running joke in the chat that it's definitely Sonic.
The first thing that came to my head was Ori.
Okay.
I loved the Ori games. I loved Prince of Persia.
There were some good Prince of Persia games.
Trying to think of any other ones that I would. I don't know. I guess I'm so much into Nintendo that I just love all of their franchises.
That's fair. No, I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason why they do what they do. Yeah.
They have good stuff. I haven't played Pokemon though.
Ever? Oh. Yeah, I think you have a new something new to check out. Have you played? So
Jesus hates me for that.
I don't hate you.
The shock.
I'm just concerned. But...
And when Pokemon Snap came out, I thought maybe I could give it a shot, but I don't want my first Pokemon to be Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, that's not
I should have an
that's
actual
different.
Pokemon
Yeah.
game. Yeah. But yeah, I just love Nintendo games. I love more stylized, cartoony games, I guess. But I do enjoy things like I do love The Witcher, playing Witcher. Um, and there's usually one-offs that I enjoy that
Yeah.
are
That makes sense.
really-
Oh,
yeah.
Neander Meander in the chat said he hasn't played Pokemon either, which shocks me because he's all over Nintendo too.
Soul
Yeah.
Brother.
How have none of y'all played?
I
Pokemon?
know. Like, although
understand.
to be fair, I haven't played a Pokemon other than I played X and Y a little bit, but
From what I understand,
Gen 1.
it's turn-based, right? It's
Yeah.
turn-based strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was never into turn-based strategies.
Neither am I, but I was obsessed with that for the first Pokemon games, but I haven't played really any since, so I can't say much. Although I did buy Let's Go Pikachu because it was back to the original Red and Blue. Although I'm probably gonna play Blue before I play anything else. We'll see. Max, what about you?
Okay, some series that just come to my mind. Last of Us. Yeah, Last of Us is a really good game. I'm not going to say series. I wasn't a fan of 2. I'm a really big fan of the first one, though. That is one of my favorite games of all time. The Walking Dead game, which you can see I have a poster right over there in the background. Super Smash Brothers, Xenoblade, Death Stranding. I know that's going to be a hot take for a lot of people, especially Rest. But in terms of my favorite out of those 5, I think I gotta give it to Smash Bros. I know a lot of people would have thought I would say Xenoblade since Minato Max, but Smash Bros. I would not be a Nintendo fan without that game. That game got me into so many Nintendo series like Xenoblade, and it just introduced me to so many franchises that I would have never played before as a kid. Like obviously I played Mario and stuff like that, and also not to mention Smash Bros. Melee was one of the first games I ever played in my entire life. So it's gonna be, up there. So yeah.
Max, Toaster Dog in the chat is very disappointed that you did not say Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
Spider-Man games are great, but there's some really bad ones out there. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all over the place. I totally get that. So yeah, Smash Brothers is kind of like, it's hard to get around that because it encompasses so much of so many different franchises. I mean, that's the whole point of it, which I wish that Nintendo would do more stuff like that. Like I saw the rumors that they were going to do Mario Kart, where they were going to expand it outside of Mario, like stuff like that. I feel like their games are ripe for those like multiverse type of things. I feel like they're leaving a lot of potential money on the table for other companies to come in and swoop those types of things. Like now that there's the Nickelodeon All Stars potential Smash Brothers killer. I'm just kidding.
So honestly thinking about.
Speaking of what you're talking about, Ty, I don't know if it was a rumor, but I know this came out. There was supposedly like a Metroid and Star Fox game crossover in development at one point years ago, I think in the Wii U era, but it got canceled. So yeah.
Huh,
so we almost had another crossover game with Nintendo.
Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do any more stuff like that. Liz, what about you? What are some of your favorites?
My top 3 would be Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Mario.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Why are those your top 3 though?
7, that was like my first, well, besides Super Mario RPG, that was like one of my first RPGs growing up, and I just like loved it, loved all the characters, the world and stuff, and that was like the beginning of like my love for JRPGs. So since then I've played Final Fantasy 1 through 10, 13, and 14. And yeah, I don't know, I just like love all the characters and the worlds and stuff. Dragon Quest 2, I Dragon Quest is just such a cute series. I just have like a lot of nostalgia for it. Also, Dragon Quest 5 was like one of my favorite stories in an RPG ever. It was just like really cool, and that one it takes you like through 3 generations. Well, or not generations, but like 3 different time frames. Like you see a character as a kid, and then you see him as an adult, and then older, and like he gets to marry, and you get to be in a party with your kids and your wife, and it's just like so cool.
Yeah.
It did a lot of fun things. Dragon Quest did a lot of fun things in that series. Lots of like time travel. In Dragon Quest 6, you like played as different characters. In Dragon Quest 4, Dragon Quest 9, you got to make your own party, and it was just really cool. So I just loved so many of the Dragon Quest games. And then Mario, again, it's just a series that I've grown up with. I've had like my first console was a Super Nintendo, and I had Super Mario World and Super Mario All Stars, and like ever since then, I always pick up like all the Mario platforming games, and it's just a fun series with colorful characters, and just always like fun to play.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you were forced to pick one, what would you go with?
Gosh, like if I couldn't ever play like
Yeah,
from
yeah,
now on,
yeah. Like if you had to,
I
the other two couldn't exist anymore. What would you pick?
just could no longer play them.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I guess maybe like I would just keep Mario because I already played most of the Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest games.
Sure. That makes
and
sense.
I had like great experiences with them.
Yeah.
A lot of the newer Final Fantasy games, like some of them are very like action oriented, and sometimes like they make me a little dizzy. So I feel like the future of those games, they just might advance so much to where I can't really play them because I get motion sickness.
Oh, for sure.
But,
No, that makes sense.
Mario is like one that I can like always enjoy, like with my
Definitely.
kids too and stuff. So
Yeah, for sure. Keezus, what about you?
For me, it has to be Pokemon, Monster Hunter, and Dragon Quest.
For sure. What about those specifically? Put them at the top.
I mean, almost just dropped everything on my desk.
I do that weekly.
Yeah, I grew up with Pokemon. I remember when Crystal came out. So the first one I played was Crystal. Then I went backwards, and then I went forwards. But I remember playing Crystal for the first time. I was like, this is a fun game. You know, I get to go around collecting little monsters and battling. And then sort of the resurgence of Pokemon with the DS versions when Diamond and Pearl came out, and that was like the first Pokemon game for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I really loved that generation, and so I started doing competitive battling with that generation. So Platinum came out, which is like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Platinum was like the sequel to the Diamond and Pearl with like additive story. I ended up buying 2 copies of Platinum and like 2 copies each of Diamond and Pearl just so I could competitive battle. I went too wild with that, so I sort of slowed down. But I loved Pokemon that much back in the day. I still do, so I buy like every Pokemon game still. Besides Snap, I was like, I'm not getting Snap. I'm not gonna play it. I don't.
You have to put your foot down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not getting Snap. Monster Hunter. That game taught me what a true grind was. When you have to fight the same thing for like 2 hours just to craft one armor piece, I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I love it. Like, it's fun with like the competitive controls and like how you have to combo things. And then once you become effective, you can take things out very quickly. So it just taught me like, you just got to get good. Like that was the game I was like, get good.
Yeah, my first Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter Rise. And I remember the first couple battles, we were in there for like an hour, like, are we doing this right? What is going on? Like, I remember there was being so much confusion, and then finally the monster dies, and you're like, exhale.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I hear the baby crying.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna step away.
Yeah, no problem. And so you said, Monster Hunter, and then what was your third one?
It was Dragon Quest as well.
Dragon Quest, yeah. What? Go ahead.
Being drawn by Akira Toriyama, so it has the Dragon Ball looking characters, but also like the stories itself in each Dragon Quest, the like words and like phrases they have, like kerfuffle and things like that. Just random phrases that they throw out. That's like, okay, every character, even the NPCs, have like life to the story. And there's not many RPGs where I talk to like every NPC, but Dragon Quest is one of the few where like, okay, I'll talk to this random talisman who's standing next to a barrel because he might have something weird to say. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Would you say Pokemon's probably your number one overall?
Yeah, Pokemon is probably my go-to that I always go back to, no matter what kind of money pit they want to put me in.
Understandable. Russ, what about you?
I was kind of dreading this question.
I know you. As soon as I brought it up, you're like, what?
There's so many franchises that I just love. Some of my top ones would be Borderlands, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, and BioShock, and Pokemon. I won't go into all of them, but
sure.
I grew up with Pokemon. When I was a kid, like my parents would just buy me anything Pokemon related, like my bedspread, my pillows, my curtains. I had a carpet. I had stuffed animals everywhere. Like my whole room was just all Pokemon. Yeah. And that kind of just continued. I still play all the Pokemon games. I still buy all of them. Even though I didn't like what they did with the Pokedex and Sword and Shield, I still bought it and I still liked it.
Yeah.
Borderlands, that's the game that I always go to. Like, I'll just always play it. I've replayed, I think, every one. At least enough times to play as every character. And I played 2 on like every viable platform, including the Vita. Like I played that thing everywhere.
Sure.
And Bayonetta is just kind of obvious. I just absolutely love that game. I actually hated it at first. The first time I played it, I did not like it. I never wanted to touch it again. Then I forced myself to play it, and now it's one of my favorite franchises.
What were you so turned off by to start?
Honestly, I don't even know. I loved Devil May Cry at the time, and it was like the same game.
Sure.
I don't know if like the weapons didn't intrigue me. Bayonetta herself didn't intrigue me. I don't know what it was, but then it just like clicked one day.
Right on. Yeah. Makes sense.
But if I had to pick one that I would say, like if somebody came up to me and said, "What's your favorite video game franchise?" I'd probably just say Borderlands.
It seems
just
like
because that's the one I put like the most time into. I've played the most of. Like I've played Bayonetta and stuff a lot, but Borderlands I like put a lot of time in on multiple platforms, and I still replay it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So for me, I'm kind of weird with gaming. I the top like franchises for me, I'd probably say like honestly, Mortal Kombat is up there for me. Grand Theft Auto, and the thing is, I am referencing a lot of like 90s stuff because that's when I was gaming the most, and then I didn't for a long time, and like Pokemon was probably one like my favorite game for a decade. But then other than that, also Twisted Metal, the game, that series needs to come back because there's nothing like that. Like when that Destruction All Stars was announced, I was like, oh, this could be like a something like that, and it wasn't. It wasn't anything close. And but I played like every Twisted Metal game I was obsessed with. And then, but one thing, because back in the 90s, I didn't have any Nintendo consoles, and so I was always like Zelda specifically was always this thing that I was always intrigued by but never played. And like other than like dabbing into like emulators, playing around with A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening and all the old ones like for maybe 30 minutes, the first game that I really put some time into was Breath of the Wild. That was a Zelda game. And there's something with these types, like Zelda games are not my type of games, but I'm drawn to that franchise because of how like magical it is, like more so than anything else. I want to love those games more than any game I've ever played before, and even though they're like not the type of game that I play, just because the whole everything about that franchise is just on another level of like.
Is there something about it that just doesn't keep you engaged?
I don't know. Single player games in particular I struggle with just across the board. Games that I sit to, because I like, and I've referenced this in our Discord fairly often, where I like to share experiences. That's why I like multiplayer games, and I grew up playing multiplayer games. And if I was gonna play by myself, I'm gonna play like something like kind of mindless, and like I played a lot of sports games growing up and stuff. Like, oh, here's one. The NFL 2K series was one of the greatest franchises that existed, because the Madden that we have now is garbage. But yeah, I didn't grow up playing a lot of single player games, and so even still, like, we're playing through Super Metroid, and like, spoiler alert, I'm struggling to play that instead of like Pokemon Unite or something, because I'm like, I want to play something more social, and so it's just something I have to be in the perfect mindset to play a single player game, and that's why I struggle getting through especially long games, because every time I go to turn on a game, I have to overcome that hurdle of, okay, I'm going to sit and play a single player game. It's just something with but I love the story, and I love the like stuff like that. That's why I like indie games, because they're short and I can like, and they're not too deep, but like I really enjoyed the Spider-Man game, and Miles Morales I'm enjoying, but even still I haven't beat that, and that's like a 6-hour game, and I got it 7 months ago. So I don't know, it is what it is. I think that's it for this. Any final comment? Is anyone like appalled, or like, I feel like that was pretty like I thought people were going to be like up in arms about people's choice, but I feel like everyone was pretty level. I was the odd man out.
I don't understand your hate for single player games.
I don't hate single player games. It's just when there's so many options, I have to kind of.
You have a gaming podcast, gaming YouTube, gaming Twitter. Hasn't really played a game beginning to end.
Yes, I have. We were listing off games that I beat, and it's not that short of a list. But I do enjoy. I enjoy the social aspect of games, and that's why I tend to play multiplayer games. First, I did beat Katana Zero. Thank you, Toaster Dog. I beat that game, and I beat.
That's a tough game.
I beat something else. I don't know. I'll think of it later. I beat Mario Golf. All right. Although I haven't unlocked everything. I don't know. It's my. If I'm in the mood, I can play a single player game I like the story. Like, I like Uncharted. I beat Uncharted 3.
Isn't it hard for you to discuss games if you haven't seen the ending or played a lot of it? What if someone spoils something for you?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of spoilers. Like, I haven't played Last of Us 1 or 2. I have.
Yikes.
One of them. I know. Sorry. I've
spoiled them.
No. I know a lot of the story just from being in the like around it, and so it's something that's a little bit different for me. That was one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, I want to get back into gaming, because I'm missing out on so much, and that's why I've been forcing myself. Like, I bought like 25 physical Switch games, and most of them are single player, and I'm not playing them right now, but I want to, and so a lot of this is.
You got Ghost of Tsushima.
I did get.
I was thinking it's such a shame if you don't play that.
I know, I have that. It's still wrapped.
I know you started God of War.
God of War, yeah, that's a good franchise. I have not got far. I think that first like Cyclops. I think
Oh
I
my
gave up right
gosh.
there. The first, I only played it literally played it once, but I
Oh
want
man.
to go through that. I also want to. I have the God of War 3 remaster that I want to play. I like those old style God of War games a lot. I beat God of War 1, but I had never played 2 or 3, like back on the PS2.
Something.
See, I mean, they're there. They're around the games.
Don't worry. Once you play Spider-Man: Web of Shadows, they'll bring your love to single-player games.
It's all over from there. It wasn't too bad. It kind of reminded me of the new Spider-Man. Not like it wasn't that different. Okay, let's move into the news before it gets too late because we're getting tight here. So the Steam Deck, which was a hot. Oh wait, hold on. We have to do our news intro. Oh, there we go. I messed it up. So the Steam Deck, they came out and clarified that they are targeting a minimum of 30 frames per second to run at native 800p resolution, and that they haven't found a game that cannot run on it yet. Because there was a lot of it got all crazy, people freaking out that they were talking about 30 frames per second, 800p, and that seems to be the minimum that they are targeting. And did anyone pre-order a Steam Deck?
I did.
Me too.
I did.
3 of us. Mine's not coming until 2022. I sat on it for like 30 minutes.
So I'm in the quarter 1 frame, so I'm in the like ships in December frame, so I don't know exactly when I'm going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm in
I don't know
quarter.
where I am.
I'm in quarter 2, 2022, which is it's a pain, but whatever. Maybe they'll shift up. Maybe people won't actually, because when you don't have to put any money down, I'm sure they got a lot of people just like, oh yeah, or $5. You don't have to pay for it all in full. Maybe some will drop out. We'll see. But it's interesting. I don't know. 30 frames per second. It seems like they're trying to get it up higher, but it's good that it's not lower than that, and that's not the target upper end at least. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I all of this I'm taking with a grain of salt. We'll see what happens. This thing could be amazing, but Valve is kind of notorious for abandoning their hardware pretty quickly. So hopefully this is a different. Hopefully this is more like their VR commitment and not like their Steam machine commitment. And so yeah, we'll see. The other news is that the Playdate. I really wanted to pre-order this, but I didn't. Pre-orders open today for the Playdate, and it's this little handheld guy that has a monochrome screen,
So cute.
and it has a crank.
A little Game Boy.
Yeah, it's a little Game Boy with a hand crank, and so there's a lot of games that use the crank, and it's like analog sound. So sometimes you have to crank forward and back, and it comes with 24 games, and they have like famous game developers making these little. They're almost like little micro games, and it's $179 though, which is a little steep for a little black and white non-backlit screen, which is another thing. I think that's what did it for me. I think I was gonna do it. I was like, "Ooh, it's not backlit," but I guess it's pretty bright as it is. I saw a screenshot or like a photo of it next to like an original Game Boy, and you couldn't see the Game Boy screen, but you could see this screen, and I guess the screen looks really good. So I don't
It
know.
looks kind of uncomfy to hold.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not like the most ergonomic thing, but it seems like there's some reviews that have been coming out where people are saying it's quirky and a lot of fun, but this isn't like this is like a little novelty. This if you have $200 to spend on a handheld, this isn't what you buy. Like this is if you just have if you're looking for something else random to buy, this is what it is. But the games are pretty basic. They're all black and white, and but it seems like they're kind of fun and quirky. And there's also a full like SDK to build out your own games for it, which could be fun if that's your thing. The other thing is the stereo dock is amazing. It looks like a little old CRT, and it comes with a pen, like an actual writing pen, nothing to do with the actual console. But I thought that was kind of cute. They don't have a it's a Bluetooth speaker also, but it doesn't have a price yet or a release.
So how do you play the games when it's docked, or is that just to charge it?
I think it's just to charge it and display it. I don't think I mean, maybe you can, but I can't tell what is on the screen. Maybe there's a music player or something. I can't tell. I haven't done a ton of research on it, and then there's a case, like a cover for it for $30. I think you can get the cover and the console for $200 total. So you save $9. But I don't know. I assume no one has pre-ordered this. I saw a few people on Twitter talk about it, but it's from the company that made Untitled Goose Game. By the way, that's
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's their kind of claim to fame, and also like a Mac FTP app. I think those are their two main products before this. So I don't know. I thought it's cool.
It looks like a really cool product, but that price point is like instantly killing it for me.
It's tough, yeah, to justify for in everything I've read. It's like it's a novelty. It's not something that's more than that. And so it's quirky and fun, but it's too expensive to like give to your kids to mess around with. And there's like mechanical, like a mechanical arm on it. Like the first thing my kid would do is try to remove that. Which I'm like, not gonna do that. So, whip. There we go. And then next up is the Games with Gold and PS Now for August came out, which I know we're talking about it because Beach Pizza Gaming Aaron is not here to tell me not to talk about it because it's garbage. But for once, it's actually kind of a competition. So with the August Games with Gold is Darksiders 3, which I never played. Did anyone play that? I heard it's a.
I only played Darksiders 1. I didn't know if I played the other.
Yeah, I heard that's a decent game. Ukulele, which I just said that for the first time out loud, and now it makes sense. I never said that name out loud. Lost Planet 3, and then what is that last one? I cannot read it. What is it? Garu, Mark of the Wolves. Don't know what that is. So that's the Xbox free games of August, and then the PlayStation Plus is Hunter's Arena Legends, which is on that last PlayStation their streaming thing. It was like announced and also said that it was going to be there on PlayStation Plus. Plants vs. Zombies, Battle for Neighborville, and Tennis World Tour 2. So that's I don't know.
That Plants vs. Zombies game is really fun.
That is enjoyable. I liked the one before it more though. That's the one that my son and I played the most of. But that's a decent game. That's a good game if you have kids that enjoy first person shooters, but you want it to be cartoony. Plants vs. Zombies is a very good substitute that the kids will enjoy. But then they get to do their whole first person shooter, but they shoot like seeds and stuff like that instead of bullets, and there's no blood. And that's why I played that game a lot with my kid. Which lineup's better?
They both kind of suck. But PlayStation's usually really good.
Yeah, usually.
But I think they were trying to be on like Xbox's level where they're like garbage. I mean, Plants vs. Zombies is a good game. Yooka-Laylee, I hear mixed opinions about that game. So I know a lot of people like the sequel, but I hear the first one had a mixed opinion. So yeah,
I didn't realize I didn't even realize there were two. But that shows how much I played. I've played one of them at some point. I think it was on Game Pass or something. It was like a game that I thought my kid would like. Any other votes before we move on? I know it's not.
Say Xbox One.
Yeah. What for? What?
Yeah, I would say Darksiders.
Darksiders.
Darksiders 3.
That's what I saw referenced the most. It's like probably the best out of all the games in the lineup. Which is I thought Xbox was just like slowly disappearing from the Xbox games with gold. The last thing this week is Sony's beta PS5. It now works with M.2 SSDs for expandable storage, which I just got an invite to the beta, but I do not have an SSD that is fast enough for this. I only have old SSDs. And so there's a lot. So here's the thing. I've seen two different opinions on this. One is it's very, very complicated on the specs. Like it needs to be an M.2 SSD that's a certain width, that's Gen 4 PCIe, that has a read speed of 5,500 megabytes per second or faster. But then not all SSDs with all those specs are compatible, and also it needs to have a heatsink that either comes with the SSD or you can put on your own heatsink when you install it. And there's like a whole like installation like walkthrough and stuff. And so I saw people both saying like, who is going to do this? But then also like people saying that like casual people won't even know that this is an option. Like people who buy their PS5s for their kids aren't even going to touch this. And so the people who want to do this will know what to do. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like this feels very non-console-y, if that's a term, of a way to handle expandable storage. I appreciate the like not going completely proprietary, but even still, I can't find one of these for under $250 for 1 terabyte, which I remember everyone was flipping out at the Microsoft 1 terabyte for $219 or whatever. And so I don't know. I'm torn. I'm not gonna I might do the beta because there's some other improvements to the UI and menu system and everything, but I don't think I'm gonna buy a $250 SSD right now because I haven't turned on my PS5 in like a month. Like in all honesty, and the reason, Sally, is because all I have are single player games right now, and like anything I play multiplayer on my PS5 I usually play on my computer or something, and so I'm like, or it's like cross platform. The only multiplayer game I think I have is Sackboy, and the last game I played on there was Sackboy, so I don't know, we'll see. Max, you have a PS5, Rush, you have a PS5, Sally, you have a brand new PS5. Is anyone expanding their storage when it becomes available? No.
No, not worth it.
not until I can get an SSD for $100. I'd say that's probably the breakthrough point, like price point for me to expand. And
my limit of a price point for something like that is like $40, to be honest. Like that stuff's way too expensive.
Yeah. there's so much stuff I can buy for $250 that I'd rather have than more storage on my PS5 because I don't know. Anyone who else does anyone else have a PS5? No.
I stopped trying.
Yeah. They sold 10 million though. That was announced.
I wonder how many of those were from scalpers though.
Yeah.
5 million.
Yeah.
5 million at least.
Probably half of them. No doubt. Let me check. That's the end of news. I'm going to do... Oops, I'm all over the place. I forgot we were still minimized. Let me see if I have any... So I tested this out, so no one probably knows that it's a thing except for... we got one comment. Where did it go? I saw it here somewhere. One comment from the submission. So next week, if you want us to read a question or a comment for the panel live in the podcast, there's a link in the description, or there's a little chat bot that will post it every 10 minutes or so. I can up the how fast it does it, but you can leave a comment. There's an optional donate, and we'll just split all the money if you donate between everyone on the panel that week, and then we'll read your comment. But you don't have to donate. You can just leave a comment. But there's one this week, and it's from Toaster Dog, who is a panelist, a regular panelist. And his message is hype train inbound, choo choo. So thank you for that, Toaster Dog. I appreciate. The answer is yes. Hype train inbound, choo choo. Choo choo. That's the only one we got with this week. So I'll make it easier for you guys to see that chat, because I've only seen it. I think it only dropped once or twice the whole stream. Maybe more than that. I see it a couple times. But next week, drop some comments in. If you have a question for a specific panelist, or I meant to tell you, now that we're on Twitch, do not use my channel points. I don't know if there's a way to disable them. I forgot about that. Does anyone know if there's a way to do that? Disable the channel points for a specific stream?
Yeah, it should be in settings.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasted 200 points, man.
Sorry, Max. I just saw
Hey,
it.
I drank water twice.
Yeah, here. Cheers. I don't have my water around here. But, all right, real quick, I want to give shout-outs to everyone. If you're on Twitch, there's a little... that same chatbot is throwing out links to everyone, all the panelists. So give everyone a follow. If you're watching on YouTube or listening after the fact, everyone's links are in the description. Russ at Cryosneasel, thank you for being here. You stream on Twitch. What are you streaming?
I've been streaming Resident Evil 4.
Okay. How close are you?
No idea.
Right on. When are you streaming next?
I'm going to start next week, actually, with a regular schedule. I'm going to try to do every Monday and Tuesday night from 9 to 10, or 9 to 11.
Nice.
And then from there, I don't know. I might do random days.
Sounds good. Good. That's awesome that you're getting on a schedule. Always enjoy watching your streams. Keezus, at Keezus _ on Twitch. What are you streaming right now? Are you just doing Pokemon Unite?
Yeah, it's gonna be Pokemon Unite for a bit. Then I start work, so I don't even know what my streaming schedule is.
Sure. Like. Did you have a schedule before, or is it just
It used to be Mondays and Wednesdays.
Sure.
And then it was Thursdays, Fridays, and then it was weekends. So no, there's never been one set schedule.
No worries. Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, Pokemon Unite. Liz at Liz Gains EXP. Thank you for having me on your podcast. Me and Sally were both on your podcast. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. It's good to talk about non-gaming things and kind of gaming things too, but that was fun.
Yeah, thank you to be on it. It was awesome.
Yeah. Be sure to check out Liz on Twitch. I assume that the podcast episode is. Oh no, it's on. It's on.
We put it on YouTube.
Oh, did you put it on YouTube?
Not yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to get it. Yeah, because Plains is the one who streamed it.
Yes.
But I need to get the VOD still.
For sure.
But it'll be on YouTube.
So yeah, let me know. But definitely check out Liz on Twitch, and I know that your podcast. I think you're working on distributing it to other platforms too, right? Or no, just on YouTube.
Oh, maybe eventually on like Spotify.
Yeah, for sure.
But for now, it's on
YouTube.
What
are you just doing Pokemon Unite right now? Is that what your schedule is? Or are you doing other stuff too?
Yeah, stream Tuesday nights. We usually like have like a squad night, so probably right now we'll probably be playing Pokemon Unite.
Sure.
If not Fall Guys, since Fall Guys also released a new season.
When do you do Fall Guys?
And usually Tuesday nights. Yeah.
Okay, I need to get on one of those because I miss playing Fall Guys a lot. That's a game that I enjoy thoroughly, and so
that's fun.
Ping me. Ping me next time you're doing it, and I'll try to hop on.
Yeah. You can hit me up too.
Okay.
I'm down to play. And then Sunday afternoons I also usually play with Keezus, and right now we're playing Rogue Heroes.
Oh, fun.
Unless we play Pokemon Unite instead.
Unless it gets
we'll see.
overruled. Yeah. No, definitely. And then Max at Minato Max, you put out bi-weekly videos on your YouTube. And they're mostly Switch focused. You do your pickups, your reviews, your predictions. What do you have coming up for us?
Okay, so tomorrow I had to come up with something quick because my original plan failed miserably. So the idea I came up with was tomorrow. Well, it's already being filmed. So tomorrow, what's coming out is I'm going to McDonald's and playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate there using their Wi-Fi, because everyone makes the joke that people's Wi-Fi, they're so bad it's like McDonald's Wi-Fi. So I tested it and we did some matches. Stay tuned for the results of how the Wi-Fi went.
Be sure to check out Max's YouTube. Always, you're just on top of everything. You do a lot of reaction stuff too, which is always fun. You're on top, like within like 2 hours of an announcement, you're like reaction. It's always good to see that. Sally at Retro Arcade Party, you stream on Twitch. You just beat Limbo. What's next?
I've been streaming more art streams.
Oh,
because, I'm designing a level, like a medieval level in Unreal Engine. So that's what I did last time, and I probably would just periodically do that, intermittent with games, maybe Skyward Sword or other indie games that I picked up. But yeah, I'm trying to do more art streams to show how cool it is to design games.
It's so fun. I was so bummed I saw your tweet of I didn't even look at Twitch last night for some reason, and I saw your tweet. I was like, oh, I missed your game design. I always like your game design streams.
I'm notoriously bad for advertising my streams.
Just know I get pinged anytime anyone says anything in my Discord. And so if you want,
I feel like I'm bothering everybody.
Oh no, everyone loves to hear from you.
You're not like me. I accidentally at everyone in other people's Discords.
I don't think that actually did anything last time. I think I fixed it. It just looks like it did, but I don't think it did. I think just everyone in my like a handful of people in my Discord, Chris and Aaron have like all notifications on like I do, and so I got pinged because I get pinged on everything, and so I double checked all the permissions. So, but no, it's always good seeing your streams. Thank you for the raid again, Brittany.
No problem.
You are obviously streaming on Twitch, Skriller Wolf, and you were doing some Pokemon Unite tonight. Are you gonna keep going with Pokemon Unite, or are you gonna what's next on the agenda?
So today was kind of a shorter stream.
Yeah.
So I did Pokemon Unite. If I get hired at this new place, I'll be able to stream longer. So I'm gonna do longer streams. But tomorrow will be a longer stream, and I'm planning to jump into The Last of Us 2 since I haven't played it since I first beat it, and I want to kind of re-gauge my opinions on it.
That'll be fun. I'll watch that. I see. That's the type of game that I enjoy watching someone play. See, I don't know. I like.
Well, if you want to hear it, because I know a lot of people in my chat have already played it, but if you want to hear it both ripped apart, praised, and then explained to death,
is that what you're gonna? Is that what you're gonna? How you're gonna analyze it?
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, be sure to give Skriller Wolf a follow on Twitch, and then reminder. We're doing this right now on Twitch and on the Tynology Gaming YouTube channel. Next week we're going to do the same thing. We're going on Twitch and the Tynology Gaming YouTube channel. The following and next week, play Metroid, Super Metroid, because we're all playing it right now. And there's people who aren't on the stream this week who are like literally playing the game right now for next week's stream. I think a handful of us are playing. So I set no limit for the number of panelists next week. So anyone who's in our book club of Super Metroid is welcome. We may have 15 of us. Yeah, Toast Dog is literally playing it right now. And so play it with us and get active in the chat. Submit comments and questions next week. So we're doing it on the Tynology Gaming YouTube channel and Twitch next week. The following week, though, we're only going Twitch, and then on the brand new TYCAST YouTube channel, we'll have the replay, the VOD version of the podcast, along with on Apple Podcasts, Spotify for the audio versions. So subscribe to that YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitch. Don't want to leave you behind if you're watching on YouTube. But me doing 3 to 4 streams for every one video is messing with the algorithm for YouTube, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I love doing the podcast, and so I struggled with this for like a month of how to move forward with this. So this is how we're doing it. Come join us. It's going to be fun and exciting. Thank you all for being here. We're signing off. Happy Thursday. Have a great weekend. Play some games. Have some fun. Cheers. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right, guys, we're gonna raid my boy, Josh. He's playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Say hi. It's a fun game. And good night. Adios.